Hello and welcome to the All Rookie Podcast. Today is February 1st, 2023, and I'm your host, William Harris, aka William is Bill. Great to be back with you today on another great episode of the All Rookie Podcast. Today, we're going to continue our series on the Who is ... And today we're going to be covering who is Jeremy Sochan, the ninth overall pick, rookie for the San Antonio Spurs, the man of mystery, of wild and crazy hair and piercings, Jeremy Sochan. The freshman, he was a freshman from Baylor, 6'9". At Baylor, he only averaged 9.6 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, and almost 1 block, shot 29% from 3. So, like I said, he was drafted 9th overall. He'll turn 20 in May of this year. So he's only 19. He's half Polish. That's something you may not know, but that's where that last name probably is coming from. Sochan. It's not a name that you hear every day. But he won a Sixth Man of the Year award in college, which, he was a sixth man in college, but yet a top 10 pick in the draft. Weird, right? But that's how it happens sometimes. So nothing there sounds like a traditional lottery pick, but nothing about Jeremy is traditional, really. From the multicolored hair, the wild piercings, the one-handed free throw shooting, Jeremy Sochan is not a player that will ever go under the radar. Whether it's his talent or not talent, he's not going under the radar. But he's definitely not a player that you won't forget. With that being said, of course, he was drafted by the Spurs, the most by-the-book, button-up traditional team there is. But that hasn't stopped him from being himself. He still rocks the hair, the piercings, and none of that has caused any issues thus far. If anything, it shows how great of a young man and basketball player he has been for the Spurs, because Greg Popovich does not play that. And he started him from day one. Now, before the season, this is the All Rookie Podcast. I scout prospects. This is what I do. I did not think very highly of Jeremy Sochan. Like I said, sixth man of the year. He did not start. His numbers were not great, but teams loved his size and hustle and ability and projection. But I had him as, my description was, he can hit the spot up three. He's not great at it, but he can hit it. He's not a natural shooter. Seems like he was made in a factory. It doesn't come natural to him. He's been taught, do this, and this is what he does. He's a really good defender, one of the best in the class. He can guard guards and bigs, so versatile. He's a great finisher and blocker. His offense definitely needs some work, and he's not a special talent, in my opinion. He plays like a 3 instead of a 4. That means he plays smaller than he was. But he makes very intelligent passes, finds the cutter, makes a lot of tough and / bad contested shots in the paint. That's not great in college. So to translation to the NBA, that would really not be great. So in my opinion, he still had a lot to work on. His weaknesses were scoring, shooting, field goal percentage, and he fouled too much. So none of that was really great or like a glowing review. Early on, I had him as a second-round pick. As the draft season progressed and he was clearly going to be a top 10 pick, the most I could do was I moved him up to 24th to the Bucks. I figured he would fit well with the Bucks, but he shouldn't be drafted higher than that. He was. Now, he has proven me wrong, because he was the first rookie to start for the Spurs since Tim Duncan over 20 years ago, which sounds like an unbelievable stat. It's just crazy. 20 years they hadn't had a rookie start. That's insane. But the Spurs won so much in the past that they never really had high draft picks. And if they did have a rookie that was talented, they did not start that year. But so that shows you Sochan definitely started off his career right. Of course, the team is rebuilding, but still. It started off a little rocky in the beginning for Sochan, but he has since been a huge bright spot for the Spurs and has been a great defender, rebounder, and all-around team player. And I think that's mainly the key for him. He's not a selfish player at all. Great team player. He's even ran the point for this team and been pretty dang good at it too. For the Spurs, he's averaging 10 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 2.5 assists, and 1 steal per game. I expect that to increase because his last few games have been tremendous. His last scoring outings have been 15, 16, 16, 18, 14, 30. What? and 17. Those are his last 7 games. His 30-point performance has really solidified him as a top rookie in his class, as he became the first Spurs rookie to score 30 since Tim Duncan. There's that name again. The youngest Spur to ever score 30. And he became one of 5 players in the NBA to have 30 points, 8 boards, 5 assists in 1 game, and still be under 20 years old, still a teenager. So needless to say, his future is bright. I totally did not see this coming. I had him, like I said, I had him going 24th by draft day to the Bucks, which really would have been a great fit, by the way, but he has been my biggest surprise thus far in this draft class, and I am excited to see his growth in the future. He will continue to get all the minutes he can handle, so I expect his offensive game to pick up as well, and if it does, oh my goodness, look out world, because he's doing everything else very well. It kind of reminds me, like they're different players, but Franz Wagner, not your traditional player, looked unorthodox. Will it translate to the NBA? But he had the scoring mode, and everything's transferred well for Franz. I didn't think it would. Same for Jeremy Sochan. He did not have the offensive game, but all his other tools have translated to the NBA. So I got to give Jeremy Sochan a round of applause. And I really am a fan now. I hope to see more from him. I hope his offensive game progresses. I compared him to a PJ Tucker type. I figured he would be not much more than that in the league, and that was not a lottery pick in my opinion. He's playing like a top 10 rookie this year, like he was drafted to be. So congratulations to the Spurs and Jeremy Sochan. And if you like this show, please follow me at William is Bill on Twitter. And if you like this podcast, please subscribe, rate, review, comment, all that good stuff to the All Rookie Podcast on YouTube, Apple, Amazon, Twitcher, Switch, all that good stuff. Whatever it's called. But thank you guys for listening. Until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.